Yeah, I know, I have a problem. I swear though, I keep thinking this is gonna be like the last package, but no, like the retail therapy thing, I think I'm close to the end of it, at least for like the self-care stuff, because I have so much stuff. I should show you the absolute stash in my bathroom, actually. Hang on. Like, legit. Is that focusing? So what, we've got like, I'm gonna fall over. Mostly hand washes, I think, on that side, and then there's like body washes, body cleansers, there's a couple of hair products, face wash thing that I don't know if I really, like, it's a cheap one, and then there's that Aesop box and that other cream, because I've already got one of those as a freebie. And then yeah, things in here keep increasing. Not to mention a handful of things here as well. I hope that cut together okay. I'm doing it all in camera because I'm kind of tired of editing this garbage. Anyway, look, cute. What are they saying? From seed to skin, from our farm to you. Okay. Is it easier this way? Because I don't have lighting set up. Yeah. Jurlique, Australian farm grown. Certified biodynamic botanicals. Okay. Consciously created, naturally effective skincare. Okay, whatever. There's a piece of paper, which I guess is the picking. Oh! This fell out. Sample. I don't know what it is. Prepare and hydrate. Okay, maybe like a moisturizer. What is it? Pour a few. Doesn't say what it is. Oh, okay. I will just read it to you. Not that most of my audience cares. Pour a few drops into the palms, press together and pat over face, neck, and decollet. I should look up how that's pronounced. Morning and evening. Ritual tip. The essential step of your beauty ritual to use before your preferred Jurlique serum. So what, is this a cleanser? I have no idea. Activating water essence plus. I wish when they gave out samples, they'd actually explain what I meant to do with that. Anyway, cute packaging. But yeah, so, I know, there's always like one more thing that I'm like, But anyway, cute sticker. I'll ramble about that in a moment. We'll just get through this. The trouble with the stickers is it kind of ruins the tissue paper. So I guess I could cut off the ends and then reuse it. I like to collect my packaging, as you guys know. Okay, there's 4 things? I'm pretty sure I only ordered 3 things. Oh, okay, one is like a... Alright, well. This is probably just packaging. There shouldn't be anything in here. This one feels small anyway. Yeah. Okay, one of them is a decoy. Just to fill up the space in the box. Okay, cool. So they're stopping the things from moving around. What's this one? Da-na-na-na-na. So not as nicely packed as the Zoosh, but very safely packed by the looks of things. Okay, what's this one? Lavender shampoo. Yeah, because, you know, I mean, I still have a bit of shampoo left. And I did think about the Ico one, but then these guys did a $20 off thing. So yeah, shampoo, lavender. It's nice, it's a small one, and, you know, I kind of did need my next shampoo. And then I won't buy any extra shampoos because it'll take me forever. So that's like the last shampoo that I'm going to buy in a while. And then, of course, I also got the matching conditioner. I almost did the sandalwood one. They have one, but I think the sandalwood is more for like dry hair or damaged hair, and I'm not bleaching my hair anymore, so I don't think that's an issue. And then the reviews said the scent wasn't that strong. So I thought I'll just stick to lavender, 2 months of lavender, leave my hair smelling nice. I put on other stuff after anyway. And then there's this one, which I think was on sale. Oh, yeah. And it's like, I don't know, is that how much I paid for it? I don't even know. But yeah, like, I think this is like a Christmas gift kit, so that's why it would have been on sale. Cute Christmassy packaging. Shall we open it? Oh yay, it's easy to open. So we got two things. Where are we going to do that? So the, I think someone gave me this, maybe for like my 21st. Because I have one of these in the old packaging. I don't know if you saw it on my windowsill. And I only like recently found out what it was because I went in and I bought, I think some of the hand wash. I don't know, one of those things on top of my window, on top of my mirror thing. And when I went in, I asked them, what is it? And they reckoned it was like a toner, but you can also just use it whenever and also as a primer. And I'm like, it cannot possibly be all those things, but it's nice, it smells good. And now that I've got a better idea of it, I'm like, well, because I've started using it every day, I think twice a day, sometimes more, but I've been doing it part of my morning and evening skincare routine. And then just when my face feels like, I want to smell like roses, okay? So I think that one I will eventually run out of. And then, yeah, so I've got another one. So you can rewind and check out my windowsill if it was all in focus, but they've changed the bottle. So instead of being clear, it's like pink and cute. And I know you guys will be like, but you're more like goth and black stuff. Why are you into pink? I was into pink when I was in high school. So we're starting to get a bit rambly here, because I wanted an Aibo. You know Sony's robot dog? I wanted an Aibo ERS 210, and then later a 210A because slightly better model. But that specific lion design. And the thing about Aibo is they're programmed to like the color pink. And so for a while I had delusions of having my carpet done in pink. But then of course I became disillusioned. And so it's probably a good thing I didn't go there and got my red carpet instead. Yeah, anyway. So that's me in pink. And then, yeah, I remember at the time someone gave me, I'm sure it was for my 21st, because I don't know why all those people would have come to my house. And that might have been when people threw that surprise party, because I definitely didn't really want to do anything. Anyway, yeah, and the hand cream is really nice. And yes, I know, guys, I have too much hand cream and body balm and just moisturizing stuff, but I really like it. It's on special. I will get to it eventually, and now I don't need to buy any more stuff. I mean, there's a chance I will, but I think it'll mostly be the goth stuff at this stage. So, if we get to rambling, like retail therapy, yeah, it's a thing. But now I've got so much stuff, and I never uploaded the art supplies stuff, because, you know, way back, one of my favorite art stores, they were closing one of their shops because the shopping center was getting a full reno and they couldn't stay. And so they had everything at like ridiculously low price. Did I show you? I think I showed you. I don't know if I showed you because I remember filming stuff, but I don't know if these were posted or if it was live or not. But I got my new easel, which I haven't really used yet. But I got my new easel for like super cheap. And I didn't realize how cheap it was at the time until I got home and looked it up. And then, you know, compared the price they sold it to me versus the price it usually is. And I'm just like, holy shit. And that might be, I don't know if that was before we knew that they were closing. But then I think when Hope passed away and I was looking to fill the void, I actually had Dad take me back. And I think maybe my brother Dave might have taken me as well. I don't know. We did a few trips and I needed the boys to help me carry like bundles of canvases and wood panel boards and stuff, and like got some really good deals because they're closing the store. They don't want to have to move all the stock. Might as well sell it, because, you know, having to pay people to move stock, you know, you might as well just sell it. So yeah, I got a whole bunch of that stuff. And the thing about like this art supplies, have I shown you this? This is a corner of like a whole bunch of art supplies. So you can see like canvases and wood panels galore, and then there's like paint everywhere. I think under here there's like bunches of paint, and then you know, my art desk. I mean, I'm using a bit of you know, the pouring stuff, and then I think there's some more in my room because I got some for Christmas, but like, you know, people giving me stuff. I got some of these things for cheap. I got a whole bunch of mediums, you know, a whole box of, yeah, it's in a mecha box, whole box of Poscas, which is what I'm using to do these artworks. Yeah, sneak peek, sort of. I mean, if you've been following my Instagram, you'll have been seeing this one going. I don't think I've posted so much of this. Look, all these art supplies, okay? There's heaps. I know, retail therapy, but I do have a point, like I do have a reason for stocking up so ridiculously. And here's something I worked out about myself, particularly with art. Possibly applies to all this stuff, but in less of an urgent way. Like with art, buying that much stuff, like yes, there is, oh no. I don't know, just like the little obsessive things. Okay, sorry, just getting the camera so it doesn't annoy me so much. The thing about, where was I with the art? Yes, like the retail therapy, okay, you get a brief dopamine hit. And I did stop buying stuff for a long time because I realized, you know, I would buy stuff and then I put them on the shelf and then I just feel kind of nothing. I think like anhedonia, depression, schizoid, whatever is the cause of that. The anhedonia, like, you know, you can get the briefest dopamine hit, but nothing ever lasts and it's hard to hold on to things. And then when I had that period of like not dissociating and I was just super depressed all the time, yeah, I just stopped buying stuff because it just, nothing felt meaningful, nothing felt worth doing. So it took me a while to get back into retail therapy, but something, I don't know why I was just I don't know why I was just talking about all that. I don't know if that is coming across on the camera. Sorry, it wasn't a very loud overtone. I've been getting into a bit more singing again. I need to do more of that. Okay, no, with all the retail therapy, okay, the dopamine hits, and then it didn't work because mental health got so bad. And I spent like a couple years almost in bed except for when I was going to uni. So yeah, the dopamine hit, that's one aspect of retail therapy, but like in terms of buying that much art stuff, so something about me, I'm one of those people who is like always wanting to save things for later. And so I think, if you guys have been watching long enough, do you remember when I had like a bunch of expired lollies? Might have been the Pokemon ones that I got from like a trip years ago. Yeah, maybe it was those little candies, and I then started eating. It might have been a live stream, and I was I was eating them because like they were so out of date by then, but I felt bad about wasting them, but they were kind of getting, they weren't looking as cute as they were when I first got them. So yeah, I have a problem with saving things for later, okay? And what I realized is like, if I have only one canvas and I say, I have to, like, I'm not allowed to buy any more art supplies until I use that one canvas. What happens is I end up not using the canvas because I'm like, okay, I only have one canvas. I've got to come up with a really great idea before I put anything on it. And so then I would keep delaying and I would actually not get any art done. And one of the things that really helped me get into art over the past year, which I've done a lot, if you're on my Patreon, you know, I mean, I did do a bit when I was in the studio at Balgala, and Patreon knows about that as well. But I think what's really helped is just having a lot of supplies. I mean, in Balgala, I was kind of just using up what I already had. But now I can experiment a bit more and like I just have all this stuff. And so for that one that I did on the wood panel, you know, the one that's sort of like a landscape but all abstract, that one I did on a wood board, and I'm going to submit it to the Mossman Artist of Mossman. I think that's what it's called. There's too many things called Mossman. Anyway, yeah, no, I did that on a wood board, whereas previously, like, you know, I've been working through, when I was at the studio, I was working through all my pieces of paper, like, you know, I've got those books of artist paper or whatever, acrylic paper, and you know, I was able to do it on the wood board because I have so much wood board. And so I'm like, well, if this turns out crap, it's fine because I've got so many wood boards and I have to use them eventually. And so by buying, like, I did spend a kind of ridiculous amount of money, but I was grieving mental health issues, just lost my soul dog, who I was constantly saving a huge amount of money because I was expecting, like, what's the next gigantic vet bill going to be, because he really had a lot of medical issues, so all my money was being saved for that. Suddenly didn't have that anymore, so I did go a bit nuts with spending, and I'm still a bit in that habit, but no, I am slowing down. Anyway, no, like, I spent a lot of money on art materials I was gonna dig up my receipts and try and work out how much I spent versus how much I saved, but so much time has passed and I never got around to it, so I don't know how much I saved because prices will have changed by then. But anyway, yes, I spent a lot, but now I have this huge stash of art materials, and now I feel like I can just play with art instead of feeling like I have to restrict myself to only using, you know, the cheapest stuff first, which I'm still kind of doing, but I'm also using the Poscas and not just using, like, you know, the Poscas I've been buying specifically for these art projects. And then I've got people to, you know, people are like, what do you want for your birthday or Christmas? And I'm like, just buy me more Poscas. And yeah, you know, now that I know that I like them, so I've got like all the different colors. And then yeah, that artwork is out of that kind of abstract style that I've been doing, is the one that I've put the most effort into making it seem like something. Anyway, no, the point is just like having a lot of the supply, I no longer feel that scarcity. And I think the scarcity probably comes from my parents because they're both finance types. And mum in particular, she did grow up in kind of a rough situation in Japan. So she's very, I mean, you know, there is that Asian stereotype, but also with her background, like saving is an important thing. And she doesn't feel good if, you know, the bank balance is constantly going down, and if it's, you know, so I that's been passed on to me. Like, I'm aware that I'm kind of not emotionally lucky, because they're not emotionally intelligent people, but they're good for my physical needs because I have a place to live. It's a nice place to live in a nice enough, you know, safe neighborhood, and you know, I can rely on them for food and shelter, and then I can use my money to waste on all this stuff. I'm aware that I have like that sort of well-off background, not super wealthy, and I think it's only in the more recent years that they've relaxed, because I think they did put us through private schools, which does cost money. Public schools in Australia are free, but not private schools. And I'm a bit like, I don't know that school was good for me, because they should have picked up that I had severe mental health problems, but whatever. Yeah, anyway, so when we were younger, I think things were a lot tighter. And so they were always telling us, you know, shake the money tree, which is hilarious because now I have Chinese jades, which are also known as money trees. And I'm like, hey guys, guess what? But also, you know, very much drilled into us not to be spoiled, and just told to save money. And like, I didn't know that we were well off until I first went to uni, and I accidentally joined the Western Sydney Students Association because they had a free barbecue, and I didn't know what WSSA stood for, and so I just rocked up like, hey. I did end up living out west for a few months, so you know. Anyway, yeah, no, and then when some of them found out where I lived, they're like, oh, that's a really wealthy suburb. And I just had no idea, because I was always being told that we didn't have money. And so like, I've gotten to this point where I'm kind of like, you know, like I'm still very anxious about money and not having enough, even though like I finally allowed myself to spend more. Like I still try and find the best deals for everything, even though it shouldn't really matter that much, but it's just like, I don't feel good if I just waste like that. And it took a lot to be able to spend money like this. Like pretty much, I think Hope passing away might have been the trigger for me to just be like, you know what, fuck it. I could, you know, off myself tomorrow, send them what is it worth saving anything. So yeah, and I've sort of also accepted that my mental health is so bad that I'll never be able to afford my own house or anything unless I win the lotto. Or if Mad Simple gives me 10 million US dollars. I'm still waiting. But yeah, no, accepting that, you know, there's not really much point to saving. So it's sort of more about just trying to keep myself going now, because I might not be here tomorrow kind of vibe. Sorry to bring the mood down a bit. But yeah, no, so, I mean, long way to get back to, okay, now I have all this fancy, nice hand washes and shampoo and conditioner and body washes and I don't know what else. But now I don't feel like I have to save things for later, because like, especially with the hand creams, I mean, I just stopped using fancy hand creams for a while and bought that big pump bottle of Vaseline to use on my hands, because, you know, I don't like the feeling of dry hands. And then I would only have like a small one. If someone gave me a small one, I would put it in my bag so that when I'm out and about, and if I've gone to the bathroom, wash my hands, and then my hands are feeling dry, I can just put the one that's in my bag on and feel fine. And then it lasts heaps long, whereas the one at home always seemed to run out if I only had a small tube. But now that I have lots of fancy ones, I'm kind of like, I should start using them, and then I don't feel like I have to buy a big cheap bottle of stuff. And actually, that pump bottle, the last pump bottle, I feel like I did use up, but this one feels like it's taking forever, and I wonder if it's because time is slowing down even more for me these days. You know, like days are so long, and then it makes it hard for me to remember what I even did yesterday. Because it could have been a few days ago based on how my memory is just like, wow, that felt like ages ago, but it was just yesterday, really. And sometimes at the end of the day, oh, that thing happened in the morning, really? It feels like it was ages ago. But yeah, no, it feels like that pump bottle is taking forever to run out. And it's not like I'm washing my hands any less. Anyway, no, I just feel like I can use more of this stuff, and then I don't have to constantly save things for later, because I did have, Mum got me one of the Aesop hand creams a long time ago, and it wasn't until I started doing all this self-care stuff that I really started to use it more. And it's because at the time that was like one of my only hand cream, my only fancy hand cream, and I didn't want to use it because I wanted to save it for later. And it's just like, but why? You have it, you should use it. Nothing lasts forever. I have this bad habit of hoping that things will last forever when that's not how the world works. So you should enjoy things while they're here. Instead of being like me, going to Japan, buying a bunch of sweets, never eating them because then they're gone. No, you can't save things that long. Very few things last that long. Like, you know what, you want to get into stonemasonry so you can make some Egyptian style stuff that'll last a while. Like, it's not practical for me. But yeah, so stocking up makes me feel more like I can just use the stuff that I have. It's this weird psychological thing that I need to do. So now I'm at the stage where I'm starting to think, gee, I have too much self-care stuff. And so it makes me more inclined to use things. So like, you know, I am doing the moisturizer on my feet pretty much every night. You know, I tend to use the cheap stuff if I'm in a hurry. But yeah, if I'm managing to do everything on time, then I'll use the good stuff and actually enjoy it. And yeah, you know, with the perfumes, I have so much perfume now. I don't have to feel like I can only do 2 sprays. I can be like, no, I'm going to spray here and here. And, you know, if I want to top up, I can. That's just like, you know, I don't work well when I see things running on empty. Like even with the car, finally got my car, is, you know, my parents got their own fancy cars. So I've got one of the hand-me-downs and I don't use it very much, but I never really let the petrol get too low because I just hate that feeling of it almost running out. Whereas the boys in this family, they will basically run it until it's empty, and then when it's running on fumes, that's when they'll fill it up. And I'm like, what if there was an emergency? And also with that particular car, I mean, since we got it serviced and I gave a list of issues to the mechanics and we got everything fixed, like it's running really well. But before that, it didn't run well once it got down to 2 bars of petrol, and so I wouldn't let it go down that low. I don't know, I don't think that's still a thing, but then I never really let it get that low anymore. I think I just have a problem with scarcity. And so yeah, now I've bought all that stuff, I feel like I can use it, especially particularly with consumables. Like, you know, the art materials are consumable and the self-care stuff is consumable. So those things, I feel like I can buy a lot of stuff. I haven't even shown you my incense collection, oh my god. You know, I mean, things where I should stop buying so much is, and I have slowed down, is fashion type stuff. Like clothes do decay over time. My body hasn't changed too much, so there's only like one thing that doesn't fit me anymore because it doesn't have any adjustability. You know, I'm not as skinny as I used to, which is good. I finally managed to get to a healthy weight. But yeah, no, like, you know, clothes tend to last a lot longer. And then when those things wear out, I should probably that should be when I buy stuff. Like, you know, my boots finally died. I still haven't replaced them. I did get some freebie boots, but they're heels. I'm still not that confident with heels. Yeah, anyway, but the trouble with fashion, and especially if I'm going to do performance stuff, which is still a thing that I'm working on, but hopefully this year, yeah, with performance stuff, and like if you're going for a particular theme, then it becomes like, oh, okay, I don't have anything that fits that theme, so if I see something, I'll grab it, but yeah, no, I am running out of things to buy at this point. And I think when it comes to like self-care and these unboxings, it'll probably be more like, you know, if I run out of something. So yeah, I probably won't do unboxings if it's just restocking, because who gives a shit? I mean, did you even give a shit about everything I've done till now? And I haven't even sat down and edited together all the gothic stuff. And I don't really know how I'm going to approach that, because there's been a lot, and the amount of money I have spent on gothic stuff since Hope passed away, and even before he passed away, because I've had a really rough few years. Yeah, it's obscene. It's a lot of money. At least for the way that I see the world, it's a lot of money. I know there's some people who don't bat an eyelid at spending that kind of money on stuff, and then they wonder why there's no money left in their bank account. But for me, like, even if it's just a fraction and I still have a decent amount left behind, I do get a little bit like, I don't want my bank balance to go below this level, otherwise I'll feel bad. But as long as it stays here, and then the threshold of the amount that I need to save to feel okay keeps going higher and higher. So yeah, anyway, that's a bit of a ramble about retail therapy. But so I think I need to be careful at this stage, because as I run out of retail therapy to do, especially like the holiday period is over, so all the sales are ending, all the interesting deals, the holiday products, that's all ending. I need to be a little bit careful, because, you know, the hype has died down. One of the things for me is like, I can get into something when it's novel. I've heard all the schizoids in the comments say this, is like they can get into a new hobby but can't stick to it because there's just no sense of reward. And I kind of get that. And, you know, I'm not sure how long the skincare thing is going to happen, although I'm trying to at least keep on the current routine that I have, because I do think it helps me wake up in the morning. And there are some things about it that I think are therapeutic for me. Maybe not for anyone else, but it seems to be working for me. So I want to keep up that, at least as long as it's helpful. And then I'll drop it. But like the fascination side of it, the novelty is wearing off. So yeah, I need to be careful, and I need to keep finding like new things to try and get interested in, because the old stuff isn't going to last with me. It's managed, things have lasted longer in more recent times. So that's, I think, progress for me. You know, am I actually finally progressing with my mental health instead of just going constantly downhill? Have I finally turned that around? I'm not sure. I don't want to say yes yet, because, you know, you guys have seen me break down every now and then, and I don't always know when it's going to happen. Like recently I had a few days where I just felt really shit. I think when I finished that big artwork, I just felt really shit. I thought maybe I'd fucked up my hormones because I forgot to take the pill until the nighttime, and so then I would have had slightly more estrogen in my system, and I thought maybe that was making me depressed and emotional, because like I'm very sensitive to what goes on in my body, apparently. You know, I can't take antidepressants because of it, but I actually did that last night again, and so you know, I remembered just as I was going to bed last night, and then I took my usual dose this morning, so I should have higher estrogen at the moment, and I'm doing okay today. So I don't know that it was that. Maybe it was just that the artwork was finished, and then there were some stressful things around Australia Day as well, you know, family shit that I had to do. I don't really know why I felt so bad, and it came out of the blue, and I didn't know what to do about it, and I'm a bit worried, like, if that comes back again, if I don't know what's causing it, how can I treat it? So, you know, mental health can just flip like that for me, and I don't know why. I mean, it could have just been stress. I have no idea. Yeah, but so I need to be careful in the next while, because if I do less retail therapy, you know, what's going to fill that? And I've switched to monthly sessions with my psychologist, because, you know, like, I do feel like my psychologist, she always seems worried that she's not helping enough. but also I have been doing better. I've managed to get through summer without a major breakdown, whereas the previous 2 summers I did terribly. So I think that's, and towards the end of last year I started to get a lot more stable. So as long as I'm staying stable, we're going to do monthly psychology sessions, see how we go. Although that's the thing, if I'm doing less therapy, that means I'm going to be saving more money. But no, I shouldn't spend money on just like random shit. I mean, I don't even have places to store a lot of stuff now. Like, where else could I got some shelves in there. Never mind. I just gotta be aware and try and think of like, what's the next thing that's going to fill that void, that endless void. I guess Triton's helping, but I think, I'm trying to work on more art stuff. I joined the local art society, and I've been to one of their coffees where I was the only young person there, or at least young looking, not as young as I look. Yes, you flattened the box. Oh, we can throw out the box. Cool. Don't keep useless junk. I do have a tendency to hoard as well, which I need to not do. Anyway, I think that's enough rambling. I don't know if there was a point. I think, I am slowing down with the retail therapy because I've already bought like everything, most of the mecha stuff that I've had my eye on. I mean, I do have a wish list, but it's kind of just like curiosity. Next time I go in store, I should see if these products are here and see if I like them or not. But I don't actually really need anything from Mecca. I already did the Jurlique. I already did the Zhush Ico thing. Even with the goth shops, I've sort of slowed down. Like, I've more started switching towards just buying black lipsticks in the ongoing quest to find a black lipstick that doesn't suck, which is still not going well for me. So if I ever do post those videos, that's a lot of wasted money on lipsticks. But I've stopped. I haven't really bought much clothes for a while, and things are really starting to slow down. And at that point, once I run out of things to buy, I mean, I won't run out of things to buy for Triton because he always needs supplies. But yeah, I'm slowing down. And then I need to find other things to get those small dopamine hits, I guess, in a healthy way. It's really hard to find things in a healthy way. I think that's everything I wanted to ramble. This turned out to be very long. I wonder how many people got to this point, especially people who don't like all this self-care stuff. Okay, a little bit of a poll, if anyone wants. I mean, I'm not going to actually do an actual poll, so this is only for those of you who can be bothered to comment. But did you actually watch the Jurlique part of this? Or did you just skip past? Hopefully I'll put like little timestamps. And I wonder like how many people would like the mental health ramble but didn't watch this video because of the unboxing. Anyone who watches me for the mental health stuff though should realize by now that I do mess with you and like hide messages sometimes and put stuff like after when you should have tuned out like I do. I mean, it's a bit of a self-sabotage in terms of being a good YouTuber, but I can't be a good YouTuber. It's too much fun being chaos. Anyway, that would be kind of interesting to know. Also interesting to know would be if, so those people who tuned out, who would have liked the rest, they're not going to be able to tell me whether or not they got this far. But another one that would be interesting is people who actually did come for the Jurlique and then stayed for the ramble. Why did you stay? That always fascinates me. I think a lot of those 4K player people might have tuned out by now. If you're one of those people who came from my 4K player videos, if you're still here, let me know as well, because I'm heaps curious. I'm heaps curious to know who's stuck around and why. Because I wouldn't watch my own stuff, so why are you watching my stuff? Is there something fascinating about it, or I don't know, maybe I'm just background noise. People are very, I don't know, I don't understand people. It's like a sort of alien experiment. Why are you watching me? Is it like I'm watching humanity and then you're watching me back as like an alien pretending to be a person kind of deal? Or, are you just here to study someone who's mentally ill and happens to post too much stuff online? I've got to get into fucked it up. I've got to get into some art. That's why I really came in here and I've spent fucking half an hour just talking about stuff. Oh my God. Yeah, I only get like a couple hours a day to do art while Triton naps. But then when there's an unboxing, I come in here and waste time rambling. I don't want to go. There's no jump scare.